Luton, Rotherham and Stevenage are all projected to do poorly in the first season of Football Manager 2024. Luton are projected to finish in 19th, Rotherham are predicted to finish in 24th, and Stevenage are projected to finish in 17th. In this video, I'm going to look at a plug and play tactic and test it out with all three teams as we look to see if the tactic can help them all beat the drop. In today's tactic testing video, I'm going to be looking at a tactic by Knap. This is the Black Dog 4-2-3-1. As you might have seen from the little intro, I'm going to put this in the hands of Luton, Stevenage and Rotherham to see, firstly, can a plug and play tactic help a team stay in their league? And secondly, can it go even better and make them finish ahead of their predicted finishing positions? As always, if you want this tactic, there will be a link to the tactic in the description down below. Hit the download button. All you have to do is also hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the other tactic testing videos that will be coming out here. Plus there are other things on the channel too. Also, if you want to jump forwards and just check out the results, feel free to do that too. So let's start off by breaking down this tactic. At the back, you're going to have a sweeper keeper who is set to defend. On the left, a wing back set to attack. Two ball playing defenders who are set to defend. And on the right hand side, another wing back set to attack. You'll have a ball winning midfielder who is set to support. A Mazzala who is set to support. On the right hand side, an inside forward set to support, and another one on the left. You'll then have an advanced playmaker who is set to attack, and at the top of the pitch you'll have an advanced forward who is set up to attack. This tactic comes with a custom Tilper set tiki-taka style. Its mentality is balanced. Its in possession will look like this. Its in transition is set up like this. And the out of possession will look like this. So that's the tactic. We're about to put it into the hands of Luton, Rotherham and Stevenage. We're going to see, firstly, can they stay in the league? Secondly, can they outperform those predicted finishing positions? Let's take a look at some results. To kick the results roundup off, we are in League One looking at Stevenage, who were predicted to finish in 17th place in Sky Bet League One. And using this tactic, we find that Stevenage have actually finished in 9th place, and they've managed to get themselves 69 points from 46 games. In the cup competitions, they would get knocked out in the second round of the FA Cup by Mansfield. They would get knocked out in the second round of the Carabao Cup by Swansea City, and in the Papa John's Trophy, they would be knocked out in the southern section. So a quick look at Sky Bet League One to see how they finished up in the league. So 9th place, playing 46 games, they would win 19, they would draw 12, they would lose 15, they would have a goal difference of just 10, and they would finish on 69 points. Now, all things told, that is not a terrible result considering they were predicted to finish in 17th. And when you look above them in the table, they've actually only finished 3 points behind Wigan, who managed to get themselves promoted via the playoffs. If we have a look at their squad to see how the goals and the assists were shared around, so their top goal scorer was Nick Freeman with 13 goals. He also got 7 assists. We had Jamie Reid also get 13 goals and have 4 assists. Jordan Roberts had 11 goals, as did Harvey White. Further down, you had 10 assists for both Elliot List and for Jake Forster-Caskey. If we have a look at the data hub to show you just how the numbers were crunched. So in terms of the attacking, it will look like this. And in terms of the defending, the numbers will look like this. So all in all, to start us off, Stevenage have done fantastic. Only just outside of the playoff places on 69 points, and they have finished in 9th. Next up in the results, we are going to be looking at Rotherham. Now, bear in mind, Rotherham are predicted to finish rock bottom of the Championship, 24th and last place, and we find them finishing in 5th place. They took part in the Championship playoffs. Unfortunately, they didn't get promoted. That would go with Birmingham. But to see them finishing that high in the table is absolutely fantastic. They would go on and get 84 points from 46 games. They would do that by winning 24, drawing 12, losing 10, have a 21 goal difference, and they would get 84 points. If we go and look at the other competitions, in the FA Cup, they would get knocked out in the 5th round by Liverpool. In the Carabao Cup, they would get knocked out in the 3rd round by Newcastle United. If we go into the squad to look at who scored the goals and got the assists, it would be Jordan Hugill, who got 27 goals. Andre Green got 14 and 7 assists. Sam Nomb would get 11 goals and no assists. Apaya would get 8 goals and 5 assists. And then further on down, we have got Shane Ferguson with 9 assists. And even further down from that, Cohen Bramall would get himself 7 assists and 1 goal. If we go into the data hub to have a little look at their numbers, so crunching the team attacking, it would look like this. The team defending would end up looking like this. So that's 2 teams with 2 fantastic sets of results. Once again, just to look at the Sky Bet Championship, and to see Rotherham even that high in the league means that this tactic can work for underdog teams. Finally, we are looking at the Premier League and Luton Town. Now, bear in mind, they were projected to finish in 19th place, and we can see using this tactic, they have actually finished in 6th place and have qualified for the Europa League. They managed to get 61 points from 38 games. In the cup competitions, they would get knocked out in the 5th round by Bournemouth in the FA Cup, and in the Carabao Cup, they would get through to the 2nd round, where they would be knocked out by Crystal Palace. If we have a little look at the Premier League then, to see how they have finished in 6th place. So from 38 games played, they would win 19, they would draw 4, they would lose 15, they would have a goal difference of -2, and they would finish on 61 points, which is absolutely fantastic for Luton. They did finish 10 points behind Aston Villa, who finished in 5th, but they have finished ahead of the likes of Chelsea, Tottenham, Newcastle, West Ham and Brentford. So this tactic really has worked for the underdog teams, certainly in the league format. If we go into the squad to have a look at how they have broken the goals down and where the assists came from, Jacob Brown would end up with 14 goals and 3 assists. Ross Barkley would score 11 goals with 8 assists. Chung would get 9 goals and 7 assists. Giles 9 goals and 5 assists. Further on down, you would have Ogbeni with 7 assists, and you would have Amari Bell chipping in with 5 further assists. If we go to the data hub to have a look at some of the numbers and see how they crunched, so this was their team attacking numbers, and this is the defensive numbers for them. So, Luton Town have outperformed everybody's expectations. In fact, all 3 teams managed to outperform their projected finishing positions. We have had Stevenage, who would finish in 9th. Rotherham would get into the playoffs and almost get into the Premier League. And then in the Premier League itself, we would have Luton finishing in 6th place, finishing ahead of some big established teams. Right then, if you're still with me at this point of the video, firstly, a big thank you. Secondly, if you don't mind hitting that like and subscribe button to help the channel, I really would appreciate it. I cannot thank you all enough for helping the channel to grow and grow and grow. It really has been a pleasure watching it do so. If you want to see which of the tactics will fit best for each of these teams, I'm going to display some data just after I finish talking. You can check that out if you want to have a specific tactic for Luton, for Rotherham or for Stevenage. And if you want to see how the numbers crunch as well, there will be a little bit of that to come up. But for this one, I'm going to end it there. Big thank you for watching. I'll see you on another video very soon.